Shalom Vacha. We are in the portion of Balak. Balak, it's a name of a king of Moab. In last portion, we saw that God gives two great kings, king of the Amorites and king of the Bashan, Og and Sichon. Those two were so powerful, so that all nations that then were in Israel, in the Holy Land, went and talked to them and asked from them. They gave them money to get protection. They got beaten by Moses and the Israelites. So they realized that this nation, Israel, is so powerful and God is with them. So when they approaching Moab, the king of Moab, Balak, is getting afraid. And what is he doing? He realizing that he cannot go against the Israelites with the power of the sword. So he's trying to come with their art, with the art of this nation called Israel. And what is our art? Prayer. Like with holiness. He's renting, he's hiring, whatever you call it, a prophet from other nation by the name of Bil'am. Bil'am was a prophet that sat with king of Moab, Balak, in Harare Kedem, those mountains called the mountains of darkness, beyond the mountain of darkness. Over there were angels that sat down, that fell from the sky, and they taught humanity sorceress and black magic, sorcery or sorceress. All this art of kshafim, to be a sorceress. And that's where all sorceress and black magic come. Some people think it's real, it's not real. Yeah, it was real till the 15th century, and some places it still exists, but our sages really worked very hard to clarify and to elevate the consciousness in the universe and to exile out of here all like black magic, etc. But if someone is really insisting and calling it, so probably it will attack him. So Balak, the king of Moab, that's being afraid, is realizing that he cannot go against the Israelites by the power of the sword. He's hiring Bilam, the prophet from other nation, to come and curse the Israelites. There is a question in the scriptures that says, there's an whole topic that contemplates that in time to come, when there'll be the revelation, the redemption, all nations will be on trial. Why didn't you go according to the 7 commandments of Noah? And the nation would say, it says in the Talmud, that come on, if you will bring us prophets that can communicate with God, and then we will realize there is God, so we will walk in your path, in the path of Torah. But regardless, God is giving them prophets that can communicate with God, and that's Bil'am, yet they didn't go according to the divine word, according to the divine wisdom. So the ministers of King Moab Balak coming to Bil'am, offering him money and telling them, come with us. Balak wants to see you. He wants you to come and stand against this nation that comes out of Egypt. So what Bil'am's doing, say, wait, I need to communicate to the above. He's communicating to the above with God, and God telling him what's going on. And he's saying, the minister came of King Moab, they respect me. Bil'am is saying, the prophet, to God, they respect me. They want me to come and to see what's going on with this nation that came out of Egypt. Everyone is afraid. Everyone is afraid of them, and what we're supposed to do. And God is telling Bilam this word. Vayomer Elokim el Bilam. And God say to Bilam, do not walk with them. Lo telech imaim. Lo ta'or et ha'am. You should not curse this nation. Ki baruch hu, because he is blessed. God is telling the prophet, do not go. But so many times we realized in our life that we're not supposed to go certain places, and God telling us is not allowed, but yet our animalistic soul, our evil inclination, like dwell with certain territories because he thinks he could do things in his own way and blah blah blah, and he actually testing life. He's experiencing life. Each and every one of us is going through that. And but Bil'am the prophet communicate with God, and God told him, do not walk. So Bilam is saying to the ministers of Balak, I cannot go with you. And then Bilam sending in there again more ministers, more respectful people. Tell Bilam to come to me. I need to curse this nation. I want to curse this nation. And Balak was really evil. He really wanted this nation to be demolished. And it's funny, the scriptures are mentioning that they really hated the Israelites. So those respectful ministers coming and offering him lots of gold and silver. So he's talking to God again. Maybe this time, maybe you changed your mind. He's sussing out God. And God is coming to Bil'am nighttime in a dream and telling him, if they came to call you, Im likro lecha ba'u anashim, if those people came to call you. Now in Hebrew it's different. In the holy words of the Torah, Im likro lecha, if they came and called your ego, if they come and touched your ego, if they come and called you, your ego, and they try to respect it and they're telling you to come, so kum lechitam, stand, rise, and walk with them. Kum lechitam. God is telling him, go with them, but you will do exactly as you told. You're nothing but, a puppet on strings. You will do exactly what I'm telling you. And from that, kum lechitam, from this verse that God is telling him, after Bilam is insisting to go with the darkness, with the evil, and to curse his sons, meaning he's really trying to do something wrong. Kum lechitam, from this, our wise ones, in the scriptures it's mentioned that a person that want to walk in a certain way, from above, allowing him to walk in this path. But in the same time it says that chutzpah, audacity, up towards the sky is allowed. What does it mean, those two verses? So the Lubavitcher Rebbe is explaining it in our inner work, the work with our midot, avodat Hashem shelanu, in this process of refining yourself. Sometimes a person is contemplating with himself and is coming to a realization that now he wants to go with his evil inclination, with his animalistic soul. It says in the scripture, even if you want to go in the wrong way, like Bil'am went the wrong way, and from above they will take you in that way inside you, because you don't want to be really there. You want to redeem yourself. You want to refine yourself. What you need to reveal within you? Audacity, chutzpah. To be a chutzpah and say, no, God, I don't want to go in this path. Even though your other side, it's like a schizophrenic state of mind, like situation. One of you, the animalistic soul, say, yeah, I want to go in this way. But the divine within you saying, no, I don't want to be there. But it says that in a path that a person want to walk, from above they will allow him to walk in it, because you're insisting in being with the wrong things, with your pleasures, with desires so much, so we will allow you over there. The Lubavitcher Rebbe say that in order to come out of it and to connect straight to the source, straight to God, you need to reveal chutzpah, audacity. No, God, don't let me go there, even though I made contemplation with myself and I talked to my animalistic soul and we open a table, set over a beer and say, come on, let's party. And then the portion proceed, after God is telling him, go and walk with them. Bilam waking up in the morning, taking his donkey, rides his donkey towards Balak, towards King of Moab, And suddenly the donkey stops, couldn't move, and he's beating the donkey from here and here, and then suddenly the donkey opened her mouth and say, "Why do you beat me 3 times?" Why 3 times? Again, parallel to 3 times, Shlosha Regalim, 3 holidays that the Israelites are doing: Passover, Shavuot, and Sukkot. So there's so many, how to say, things within this portion, and we cannot get into all of them, but there's many secrets. And all I would like to share with them is what the Ari Kadosh said. Ari Rabbi Yitzchak Luria Ashkenazi, who came to Tzfat in 1568, he said one time to his disciple, his servant, not exactly servant, we call it shamash, the one that serves him. The one that serves him, Rabbi Levi Bruchim, saw the Ari Kadosh, the Holy Ari, in one Shabbos afternoon, after a Shabbos nap, within a Shabbos nap, mumbling with his lips while he's asleep. So his disciple, Rabbi Levi Bruchim, came over and put his ear close to his lips to hear what he's saying. Maybe they are like holy secrets. So the Ari jumped and said, "What are you doing?" He said, "No, sorry, master, you were just like, I wanted to." Say, oh, he smiled, and he told him, Hari HaKadosh told him, "Even if I'll preach from morning till evening for 80 years, I wouldn't be able to tell you all the secrets I've been given right now in heaven about the donkey of Bilam. And when we will hear all that wisdom, when Mashiach will come, hopefully right this moment." So the whole story with the donkey, and it stops, and then suddenly God allowing him to see what the donkey saw. The donkey saw there was an angel Gabriel, with a sword of fire, stopping him from proceeding to, "What are you going to do? You're going to curse the sons of the one? You're going to curse the messengers? You're going to curse the spiritual leaders of this reality?" So when Bilam suddenly received the possibility to see, he suddenly said, wow, he didn't know. And the angel trying to stop him, but he's saying, "God told me to go." And he's insisting to walk in a path that he insists in walking on it. And when he's arriving towards King Balak, he's doing sacrifices, and he's trying to imitate our ancestors. He trying to imitate the holy nation, the Israelites, how they communicate with God. So he's doing sacrifices for Abraham, for Isaac, for Yaakov, and blah, blah, blah. And then he wants to curse the Israelites. King Moab is happy, the prophet answers his demand, and suddenly when he opens his mouth, the curse, all curses that he was planning to say upon the Israelites, turns into blessings. Darkness turns into light. You think that King Moab got the message? No, people. He tried 3 times. 3 times. Bilam is opening his mouth to curse the Israelites, and 3 times he falls. He falls for blessing them, because he was merely a material within the hand of the Creator, puppet on a string. And King Moab is really getting disappointed. "I told you to curse them, and you bless them, and blah blah blah," and he doesn't know what to do. And this beautiful blessing that in those blessing, Bilam is mentioning that the Mashiach is going to come from this amazing almighty nation, and they're not like all other nations. All other nations will come into reality, will appear into our history, and will disappear. Not this nation. This nation will stay forever. And they are blessed because כי מראש צורים אראנו. ראש צורים goes for the ancestors, our fathers. I can see them so rooted in the wisdom of our fathers. They're maintaining their tradition, their wisdom, and they're passing it from father to son, father to son. That's their strength. ומגבעות אשורנו, מגבעות are hills, symbolizing the mothers. And within Kabbalah, the fathers and mothers are the sephira of Chokhmah, wisdom, and the sephira of understanding, Bina. I see them rooted so deep with the divine wisdom that came through our ancestors, the mother and fathers, that no one can really touch them. And in the end of the portion, two strong things happening. The Israelites, even though they've been blessed, Bil'am is really trying because of his hatred towards the Israelites. He's telling to King Moab that you can harm them by making them impure. Their God doesn't like adultery. And they've been cursed by Bil'am, by only that he said that, and they fall for the women of Moab, Hamoaviot, which were very beautiful. Then the president, the prince of the tribe of Shimon, he's going to the princess of Moab, and they're coming together, and they're all gathering the tribe of Shimon, and they're saying, wait, if Moses could take a woman from Midian by the name of Tzipporah, why we cannot take them? And the women forced them, the men, to work to idolships, and then God is telling to hang everyone that was doing this idolship, Baal Peor, really nonsense, Avodah Zarah, Avodah Zarah attacking us in every generation in a different way. And the end of the portion is with Pinchas. Pinchas seeing the prince of Shimon, Zimri, with this woman, and they kill them both. And everyone is looking at Pinchas. What have he done? He killed right now a president, a minister, a head of a tribe. But God, thanks to that he was jealous to the Torah and mitzvot. Moses had forgotten the halacha, but Pinchas knew it. Why? Because he had to take something that belonged to him, the keuna. Even though Pinchas wasn't a Kohen, he receiving the keuna, Brit Olam. God is doing oath with Pinchas that his seed will be Kohen forever, thanks to what he did, and thanks to him, the plague that came in the Israelites because of what they did stopped, and 24,000 people got killed. And it's interesting again. We seeing pictures sometimes, scenarios in our life from the outside. We don't see what's happening inside. And when I'm talking inside, it's not just we don't see the detail of the scenario. We don't know what we're taking with us from past lives and what kind of tikkunim, we came here to repair something, to fix something, to refine something. And sometimes when there's issue between people, all sorts of issues, we have to remember that each and every one of us received something that he needs to turn this darkness into light, to turn this bitterness into sweet. And he have a certain job. And sometimes we look from the outside and we can be judgmental, like the sons, like the tribe of Shimon that came and say to Moses, why you took the Midianite? And I mentioned in a portion before, I think 2 portions ago, that how come Moses took a Midianite, a non-Jew, to his wife? And it was a whole process over there. It says in the Midrash, he didn't want her in the beginning, and she was really after him and really trying to get him. And why is that? Because it says in the book of Kabbalah that according to the law of recycled souls, the story of Cain and Abel, that Cain killed Abel. Why Cain killed Abel? Because Cain wanted the twin sister that came with Abel. That's why they fight. They fought between them about other things as well, but this is one of the major things. So he's killing Abel, and Abel cannot marry his twin sister when it was allowed, to marry sisters. After the Torah, we cannot marry sisters. So what happened? God is recycling the soul of Abel into Moses, and the soul of his twin sister of Abel being recycled into Tzipporah. That's why they met and they have to get married, because they had to complete something, and not according to what the Israelites says. It's telling us as well, sometimes we're seeing scenarios from the outside. We need to turn darkness to light. And if you cannot do it, just don't get into it, because there's so many things that you don't see. Be brave to say, I don't know, I don't get into it. And there's a very strong question that the Lubavitcher Rebbe brings in his writings, and saying, how come, and as well like Chazal, our Chachamim, our wise ones, are asking, how come that a whole portion in the book of God is being named on a person that is evil, that is darkness, that is one that hates the Israelites? Why we call a whole portion in the Torah on the name of Rasha? Rasha is someone that is not good. Rasha, evil. More than that, in the book of Mishlei, King Solomon, who wrote it, said that Shem Reshaim Yirkav. And our ancestors are telling us that a person not supposed to name his son with a name that reminds something that is dark, evil, a bad name. Why? So you would not תנציח את השם במציאות. מה זה תנציח? So you wouldn't give valid, you wouldn't make this name valid, strong, and power to all time. You're supposed to forget it. Shem Reshaim Yirkav, meaning name of bad people will rotten. But if you name a portion, if you name within the Torah a whole portion on the name of a person that is evil, that is bad, so his name will never rotten. It will stay forever, for eternity. And you're not supposed to do that. So a person can ask himself as well, wait, what about the portion before? Korach. Korach was as well, like, he wasn't good, so why God named him? No, Korach done tshuva, and his sons did tshuva. And Korach was a Jew. He's not a Jew. And more than that, it says that Balak, it says like that, Yoter mikol sonim, more than all people that ever hate us, it's Balak. It says in the Midrash of Tanchuma. So how come the Torah is calling a portion on the name of an evil person? Let's go and look at the name Balak. There's something that is hidden here that we don't see. This whole portion is the essence of the Torah, but the way we look at it, we do not understand it. Because we need to look deep inside, between the lines. Balak, it's coming from the word bolka. Bolka is coming out of the word death and disconnecting from holiness. Everything that relates to holiness, to disconnect from it, and to declare on it, death, it's not for me. From the other side, that's Bolka, that's Balak. Hashla was a great Mikubal. Rabbi Horowitz, Zecher Tzadik Livracha, said that Balak was one of the wisest men on earth, and he knew the descendants of this nation called Israel. And he knew that the kingship of King David and Mashiach, Messiah, is going to come from this mighty nation. Meaning, King Moab, Balak, who came from King Moab, Balak? Ruth HaMoaviyah, Ruth from Moab. Ruth from Moab, from her coming King David, and from her seed comes the whole dynasty of kings that relates to King David, and out of them will come Mashiach. Meaning, if Ruth HaMoaviyah is descending of King Moab Balak, who's coming from the Klippa, from the source of evilness and darkness? Mashiach himself, the greatest light coming out of the darkness. If I'll give you an analogy for that, if you look at a candle, you see the light, yeah? But the light comes out of where? Within the flame. If you look deep inside the flame, there is darkness. There's the ptil. I forgot how we say ptil in English. There's the ptil, there's darkness, and then there's light. The greatest light coming out of the darkness. That's why God is calling within his portion a whole portion named by the name of a Rasha, an evil person, Balak. Why? Because Balak is signifying a new type of energy, a new type of attitude, a new type of Kedusha, a new type of energy. This kind of holiness and energy and light that comes out turning the non-good to good, the evil to good, the darkness to light, the bitterness to sweetness. In the beginning, Balak was against everything that relates to Kedusha. He wanted to put death upon the Israelites, which symbolizing the Kedusha. But then slowly, what we see that came out of him, the highest Kedusha of all, King David and Mashiach Tzidkenu came out of him. And here, the Lubavitcher Rebbe taking us and telling us the two type of work in life. There's two type of work in life. A work that belongs to the tzaddikim, doing good, meaning following the Torah, its wisdom, and doing the commandments. But there is another kind of work that turning the ra letov, the evil to good, the non-good, to turn it into good, to take the darkness within us and to turn it to light, to see like things that they are not good within us. Like each and every one of us, we have the Sefirot within us, we have this holiness within us, but we have as well our animalistic soul, and we need to refine it. And within us there are 7 kings, and one of them is the king of Moab. And we need to conquer it, we need to overcome it. In order to overcome it, we need to learn its language, we need to learn its path, its ways, and sometimes to go so down there, so low into darkness, because in a way a person wants to go, they will take him from above, but then he needs to be in chutzpah and say, no, God, I don't want to be there. I want to turn, because my whole purpose is to turn the darkness into light, the bitterness into sweetness. And that's another kind of work, attitude in Avodat Hashem, in refining ourselves. And out of that, it says in the scriptures, especially in Hasidut and Kabbalah, that God have lots of, comfort out of it. To see a Jew that not just doing good and doing the commandments and following by the book, but he's going and dwelling with his evil inclination and turning the dark places into light, overcoming its own darkness. And that's, for example, that's the word tshuva. That's what it means. Tshuva is to taking all the wrong things that I've done and turning them into good until he's reaching such a high level that even tzaddikim cannot be in that level. Because a tzaddik cannot stand in a place of a Baal Tshuva. A Baal Tshuva learns to turn the darkness into light, the bitterness into sweetness. He learns to take his pains and see the good thing within it. Of course, he's using the wisdom of the Torah, following the commandments. He's connecting himself to a mentor, to a chassid that will help him. He is allowing himself to come to a in Sfat and to learn and to absorb and to go through certain procedures. To this kind of work, the Torah is trying to guide us. That's why God called in his portion, a whole portion, by the name of a Rasha, an evil one, someone that is not good. Because the Torah doesn't mean the evil Balak. The Torah trying to tell us the whole essence of the Torah is to turn the darkness into light, to put peace between people and within yourself. That's why the Torah came to the world, in order to turn this Balak, this evil, into good. And that's why God called the whole portion in his name by the name of Balak, to symbolize that what is the intention of God and the whole intention of the Torah, that we will learn to do this work, turning this darkness into light, bitterness into sweetness. And here the Lubavitcher Rebbe is like focusing us and telling us, no despair, don't be sad. Sometimes a Jew can contemplate with himself and like get into a self-talk with himself, and suddenly he's realizing that there's something so low within him, something with so much darkness, that he needs to change, that he needs to come out of it. No despair, no stress. Do not let go. Do not be that sad. Be bitter about the fact that you cannot change right now the thing, but have the audacity to ask from God to take you out of this place. And know that within you there is a divine spark that waiting to be redeemed. And not just with you, but also with your fellow Jew. Sometimes we seeing our friends in all levels of society. Within our relationships, we're seeing a person that doesn't behave good, that doesn't follow the Torah, that doesn't follow really the ethics and morals. Remember that within this Jew lay a divine spark. Within this Jew there's the soul of Moses, the soul of Mashiach. There is a place within him that is so pure and light, that wait and wants to come out, to burst out and to redeem himself. And when you have this attitude in life, that this person, like Balak, that was so evil, but him as well coming out of him Mashiach. So if you look at a fellow Jew like that, you look at him with positive eyes. And when you look at a person with positive eyes, and you're not falling into despair and it wouldn't work, as well with yourself, then you allow the other person to see the good within him, because whatever you reflect, that's what will come out. If you look at a person in a bad eye, that's what you will bring bad out of him. But if you pray on him to see the good and to elevate himself out of there, that's what will eventually will happen. Because thought creates reality. Thoughts really creating reality. So here the Chassidut is telling us, when you're thinking about yourself, even if you see this king of Moab within you, Balak, a low place, no despair, no stress, work slowly, step by step, with the belief and trust that God wants to see you in your refining state of mind and being. Well, may we all be blessed with success, and see you in the next portion.